Hey, this is the Commander Cookout Podcast, episode 327. I'm Brando. I'm here with Ryan, and we're going to head back into Dominaria. Now hit our theme song! Hey, Ryan. We're back for yet another whirlwind adventure. How you doing?
Good. What is going down?
Whole ton is going down. It's the long weekend. It's Labor Day. The mic's creaking.
Yeah, I hope nobody heard that, but I think they will.
They will. It sounds like my knees. But we got some stories to tell, some people to thank, an entire set to not really talk that much about, but we're still going to talk about it. Before we get to any of that, we have to thank our official business daddies, FusionGamingOnline.com, their source for all your gaming needs.
FusionGamingOnline.com, the official business daddies of Commander Cookout Podcast, just came through with a stack that if I stack it so tall, it might fall over.
Oh, wow.
It fell over when I tried to stack it all up to like measure it to tell people how much stuff they sent us for giveaways coming up and booster packs for given to, what was I lost my train of thought, given away to people at CCO Experience Las Vegas. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so stay tuned to Commander Cookout Podcast, Commander Cookout on YouTube. Look at the socials, the Facebooks and the Twitters and stuff, and come find us in Las Vegas, October 28, 29, 30, because we're going to have stuff to give away. I didn't even tell you that. Forgot to tell you that.
Yeah.
If you can't make it, though,
To
any of those things.
Can't go.
If you can't even tune in and watch us.
I don't know if that's true. I think you should probably at least watch or listen.
But if you can't.
But if they can't, how do they know?
If they can't, they use CCO Spring promo code when shopping at FusionGamingOnline.com, and they get a discount on the stuff they're going to buy anyways.
Yeah, save some money.
Yeah, get your Dominaria pre-release kits or boosties or
singles or boxes
singles?
If you don't live in the States because they can't ship the sealed product internationally. But if you live in Canada, you can save 5% on your boxes.
That's it. And if you're going to spend some big money, you can use CCO Perks promo code, get 10% store credit kickback, and you can touch tips and use both promo codes at the same time.
Pretty good. Now, speaking of touching tips, yes, we will address, if you're watching on YouTube, which you fucking should be, yes, me and Ryan are wearing the exact same outfit today. No, we didn't coordinate that. Yes, looking at ourselves, looking at me and him in the camera right now, very disconcerting and strange. But
yep.
It's really throwing me off.
That's a good reason to watch on YouTube.
This is like the first time I've worn a hat in like 8 weeks.
This is like the first time I've worn any clothes in like 8 weeks.
There it is.
And people who've never watched on YouTube would know. No, they wouldn't know any better.
Right?
Yeah, so welcome. We got some new subs. Great to have you. Good.
Thanks for being here. Totally
7 out of 10 at best that you haven't subscribed sooner.
We're sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. Well, at least we're coordinated. Maybe they think we're like official and stuff.
I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah. Well, if you're watching on YouTube, you saw officially our social media coordinates before. We got some podcast business before we get into Dominaria United. Dom U, if you will.
Okay.
We're going to go to school at Dom U, get a degree in fucking beating ass, slapping lips, stomping dinks.
Sure.
But before we get to that.
Yeah,
we got the business.
Oh, yeah, right.
The business. We got CCO Sidewalk Slam 4 coming up. September, what's the day? 10?
CCO Sidewalk Slam 4. Ever.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. What's number 5 going to be?
I don't know. I'll come up with something good.
Yeah, well, we got to think of a movie franchise that's got 5 that isn't Fast and the Furious. Maybe it's just going to be Sidewalk 5. Slam 5. Ooh, that's a good one.
Slam 5? Well, no, because it was 7 that they did that to, wasn't it?
No, it was Fast 5, wasn't it?
Man, why does that franchise... How did it get to fucking 5?
How did it get to 8?
How did it get to 8?
One of the guys, passed
dead.
away.
He's dead, and he's still in the movies. Like, how do you feel as an actor knowing that you can fucking die and they can still put you in movies? You are so replaceable that they can replace you with you. And you're better looking, you cost less money, and you never screw up your lines. How do you feel, actors, knowing that you are so replaceable by yourselves and some dude in a green suit? Tell me that.
Probably, hear me out, probably pretty good. Because you still need to be paid for your likenesses, So your estate and your family, your foundation, whoever gets the money, still gets the money.
Yeah, we'll
but
see.
the actor doesn't have to do any of the work.
We'll see.
Probably pretty good. Podcasting business.
Right.
Yeah. Well, where was I?
I don't know.
I don't know.
You're over there.
I suppose.
You're right next to me.
Let's do the Booster Pack game.
Okay.
Boosty Pack game giveaway. You watch the pre-show. You guess the comment or guess in the comments the hints that we give for the commanders.
Sometimes it's a question we ask. Sometimes it's a card we're looking for.
Yep.
Sometimes it's a combination of the two things.
Yeah. Sometimes it's a movie reference. Cracked for Commander. That's our friend Mac. He started his own thing where he reviews booster packs and stuff.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah, cool. He's passionate about the game. Check him out. Cracked for Commander. I think he's got one video. So hopefully he sticks to it now that I've mentioned it on our show. But me mentioning it on our show might be like a poke in the ass if he was like, hey, I don't know if I'm going to keep doing this. Maybe he will now. Maybe we set him up for life.
Set him up for success.
Yeah, because, YouTube ad revenue, we're fucking just swimming in pools of money
we're
now.
We're like Scrooge McDuck. We're just backstroking in gold coins. I don't even know how he did that.
Yeah. Oh, Sidewalk Slam, September 10th. That's where I was.
Yeah.
CCO's Top 5 and 5 every second Friday, and the Vegas experience coming up. We already talked about that.
Yeah.
Last bit of podcasting business before Dom U. Got some patrons to thank.
We didn't give away the card for the booster pack game. Did we? Cracked for Commander. Mac, right.
Yeah,
he knows how to do it. You get at us at
Yes.
the commandercookout@gmail.com. Honor system, especially since we know who this is.
Oh, yeah.
So if somebody's going to try and snake it, it's not going to work. But use the honor system. You screw it up for everybody, and that's not fun.
I don't think he will. He's pretty stand-up dude.
Well, if he says it's him, then it's fine. But if somebody else is like, I'm going to be mad.
I'm just cracked.
Yeah, exactly. I love Commander. I love crack, too. Yeah. Booster pack.
Yeah. Booster packs like crack. Yeah. That's it. New patrons to thank.
Right.
We've got, and I hinted it on the pre-show. You said Daggone Jeff last week. His name's actually John. You're like 3 letters away, but you got the first. I'm counting it.
Yeah.
I'm counting that.
Got it. Of all the names that you could possibly have, I had the same number of letters, 4, and the same first letter.
Which is the important one.
Got you.
Yeah, you got him. So we're gonna. I guess he's a big time Eldrazi player. We're gonna meet him in Vegas. He's a big time Eldrazi player.
Mm-hmm.
And when I hear Eldrazi, you know what the first thing I think of?
Testicles.
Tentacles. You got the first letter again.
Oh man, I'm really good at this game. I'm super good at this.
I don't want to change his nickname too much because then we won't remember him. We won't remember what it is.
Yeah.
So I want to call him Daggone Tentacle John.
How about Daggone Tentacle Jeff?
How about because his name's fucking John.
Well,
that's the whole gimmick. Is his name's John, you guy. God damn it. Daggone Tentacle John.
I'm probably just gonna call him Jeff the whole time.
You probably get a new nickname in Vegas because it's seriously going to help Brando remember your name better. But if you want to be Tentacle John, just don't stick it into one orifice and out another orifice.
Or if you want to be Tentacle Jeff, that's also good.
Same rules apply to your tentacles, though. Not everybody's into that.
Yeah. My favorite little token I ever drew was an Eldrazi Scion, but I called it was for Testicool. And he was a little ball sack with tentacles walking around. Man.
He was walking.
Well, yeah, because
on his tentacles.
He has little tentacle
Looks
feet.
like Squidward from SpongeBob.
Yeah. It was one of my favorite ones I'd ever done, and he had little hairs and stuff.
Can I call him? Can I call John? Can I call him Squidward John?
We can call him, it's our show, and call him whatever we want.
Well, Mr. Tentacle, Squidward, John, whomever you are.
Whatever your damn name is.
Welcome again. We got some new ones, though.
Okay.
And if you thought tentacles were bad, first one, we've got William Treadway. There's got to be a joke in there. Willie?
Oh, yeah, there's definitely a...
Willie Tread. What is a tread? Like, is that like giving somebody a mushroom stamp? Giving somebody a Roman helmet, then dragging it off? Is that a tread?
What about...
Are you leaving a tread?
What about... Well, no, because... Man, I could get into the physics of that, but I'm not gonna. What about Willie Threadway?
Threadway?
Yeah, because it's like real narrow and it can like go around, shoot around corners and shit. Oh, yeah.
Willie Threadway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that because that actually it like is an internal rhyme there, and we're still calling him what his real name is.
Yeah.
But we're not.
That'll be easy for me to remember also.
Willie Threadway. Welcome.
Threadway, yeah.
Yeah, because it's tiny. It might be long,
Yeah.
but skinny, like a spaghetti.
That's right.
Yes, and you can pee around corners. That's 2 movie references. Peeing around corners and the new guy and long and skinny like a spaghetti. Deuce Bigelow 1. How did I do that?
I don't know. It feels good though, doesn't it?
Hey,
Doesn't that
yeah.
feel good? Feels
That's
good.
That's a good. It feels good unless you've got a thread-sized willy. Doesn't feel good for anybody. Okay, next one. Christian Johnson. See, that's got to be a joke there too, isn't it?
What?
It's the biggest biggest Jesus Christ Johnson I ever seen.
He has arisen, right? Because like his Johnson is coming up. Like that's what, that's what they do.
The second coming Johnson.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
He's got to leave Patron and then come back.
Chris the second coming Johnson. That's a porn name if I've ever heard one, and we're sticking with that. Who's next, right?
Christ the second coming Johnson.
Chris the second coming Johnson. Yeah.
Speaking of second coming,
Okay.
this is the first time this guy's come, but he's got the same name as somebody else.
What?
Yes, this is Mr. Anderson, but we already have a Mr. Anderson.
Well, okay, let's go.
What's your? Is there a movie sequel?
Here we go. We're gonna go Mr. Anderson full sequence.
Full
And
sequence.
if you know, you know, and if you don't know, that's probably okay.
Is that a centipede joke?
I will neither confirm or deny that it's
That's a human centipede joke. That's 3 movie references I did.
That's pretty good, man.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty all right.
For somebody who's never seen a movie ever.
right, only like the Lord. Did you watch the new Lord of the Rings?
Fuck, did I watch the new Lord of the Rings? Do you want to have the Lord of the Rings podcast or the Dominaria United podcast?
We should probably have the Dominaria United podcast. I'll recap the show having not watched it. It's a bunch of people that aren't as hot as anybody thought they should be sitting around talking to each other. There you go. Did it. Now we'll move on to Dominaria United.
Yeah. I will say this. In 20 years, or whatever the age gap is, Morvid Clark, the lady who plays Galadriel.
Okay, yeah.
Yep. My neighbor's kid is going to look exactly like her. Like, exactly. It's uncanny. I mentioned it to Rebecca, and she's like, yeah, you're right. So maybe there's going to be a movie star in my neighborhood.
Or a stunt lady. Stand-in.
Oh, yeah, Morvid Clark's stunt lady.
Yeah. That'd still be pretty cool.
Yeah, you're still on
honestly.
set of, like, movies and stuff. That's still cool.
That'd be neat.
I bet you, like, The Rock's stunt double. Or, like...
Look, isn't that Chris Hart?
I have no idea. Or like, what's the guy that plays Thor?
Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth's stunt double. I bet you that guy just gets like mad ladies coming up to him at the bar, hey?
Probably.
Because he looks like Chris Hemsworth.
He looks
and
enough
he's-
like Chris Hemsworth.
And he's in movies. He probably makes good money.
Why do they even have stuntmen when they can just slam a CGI version of somebody through something?
I don't know. Let's talk about Dominaria United.
Is it because Hollywood's all about authenticity?
Well, here on Commander Cookout, when we talk about Dominaria United, we're all
All
about...
about authenticity. Absolutely we are. But we're not Hollywood yet. And when we are, we're going to burn that place down like NWA. Hell yeah. And
Yeah.
NWO. I watched Straight Outta Compton this week.
Oh, yeah.
So
That's a
I
good movie.
know all about gangster rap now. I don't actually, but it was a really good show.
Yep, very good. Very good.
Mm-hmm.
Did not receive the accolades that it got.
No, that
Or should have gotten.
No,
Yes.
correct.
Man, I said that all wrong.
Very correct. It was a really good show. It was really...
So, speaking of very good, we've got Dominaria United in front of us. We've got the set proper, and we've got the Commander set as well, organized into like how Scryfall does it with the new cards, the reprints, the showcases, the collector pack exclusives. And I want to go over some stuff first. I had mentioned very good. And we're going to see if I actually do believe that and if you agree with that. And then we maybe got a couple just light criticisms because we only punch up. We don't punch down unless we're giving you a nickname.
It's too easy to punch down on WotC a lot of the time. And
Well, no, punching on WotC is always up because they're the entity. They're the boss.
but they're easy to hit because they're always doing something scummy.
I suppose,
it's
yeah.
easy to punch down at them, but we don't.
suppose, I
We take the
suppose.
high. We go for the uppercut, not the knee to the guy's head when they're on the ground.
Yeah.
He's just trying to pick up his glasses, and you're punching him in the back of the head.
The Mike Tyson signature, right hook to the body, right hook to the face.
Man, that guy was so scary.
That
hey?
guy was so scary in the mid '80s. Dang.
Oh.
There's another Mike Tyson thing coming out, like his autobiographical kind of story on Disney Plus.
Man, I hope he talks about the cartoon show. Mike Tyson's cartoon show is so good.
No, it's like a
it's
biopic.
The third or fourth time I've talked about that on the show. It's really good.
It's like a biopic.
That'll probably be good too.
Yeah, I'm sure. Those biopics are always good.
The man's had an interesting life.
They always end in drug use and death. Like every biopic, hey?
Well, yeah, but
Except Mike Tyson's still alive. Yeah.
Right, he's too tough. Drugs can't kill him yet.
Too tough. Okay. Dominaria United. New mechanics.
Right.
We've got a couple. I'm not going to spend any time on them because we're not really going to review enlist and say, hey, it's good and limited and stuff. But I do want to talk about read ahead real quick. Because read ahead is the ability on sagas that lets you just pick what happens when they enter.
Yeah.
And I think, you can put some really interesting things onto like the second or third chapter. If you put it on the second chapter, like that one that when it enters the battlefield, you discard your hand and draw that many cards, it kind of wheels you, and then you get an extra effect after. Like the next turn when you complete the third chapter.
Or the blue one that just kills everything.
Yeah, and then gives them Phyrexians.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that one's good. That's like Curse of the Swine, but they get 2/2 Phyrexians instead. Which, and maybe not yet, but I think that the Phyrexian creature type is going to be in the future a creature type where we say, relevant creature type. You know, we say that about like goblins or soldiers or elves or whatever?
Yeah.
Or humans. That's
kobolds now.
Yes.
Scarecrows.
Yes.
Crabs and frogs. Relevant to us.
Maybe we'll get there someday.
Hopefully.
I think that Phyrexian is going to be that because we're going to see Dominaria United. We're going to see Brothers War. We're going to see March of the Machine. All of those sets are going to be packed with Phyrexians. And
Yeah.
I bet you we're going to get like in Brothers War, if we get a Mishra card or we won't get a Yawgmoth card. But if we did, that might be some kind of Phyrexian Lord. Yeah. Or new Elish Norn card. All Phyrexians get, +2/+2, and all your opponent's creatures get -2/-2. Like that might be a new 5-color Elish Norn.
That's a really...
What? There's a prediction.
There's a neat card for sure, but do you think WotC's gonna we'll talk about that. No, we already talked about Shouldered last week, so we can't get back to it.
What about this? What about Omnath's getting his 5th color? It's going to be black. He's going to be Phyrexianized, and he's going to be the guy that like gives all Phyrexians +2/+2.
Wait, is that real?
No, but
Oh man, I hope they don't blow that and use it as a gimmick. 5-color Omnath is
he's going to get complete. He's going to be
so excited.
Omnath complete, and the completeness of adding black is going to make him like a elemental Phyrexian. How do you add the machinery to complete an elemental? He doesn't even have skin.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
That's the point. Unless they catch him and put him in a tube.
Oh, yeah, Tubi Omnath.
They put him in like a robot suit, and then the robot suit.
What if they put him in a giant Kool-Aid jug?
That would be good. I would accept that. Or if they put him in like the blue devil or the yellow devil thing from Mega Man, people get that. It's on the screen now if you're watching on YouTube.
Is that something that Editor Joe can find?
Oh yeah,
okay.
It's very easy to find, very popular,
Yeah.
very difficult boss on some levels. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
The point is,
yeah, I just wanted to mention that the read ahead on the sagas is cool. It might actually be good enough to include a bunch of those sagas and dethrone Atraxa as the de facto saga commander. Atrax Saga. Now you might want like a 5-color saga everything commander. There might be enough of them that you don't need 5 colors, but anyways.
Yeah.
Kicker's back, Domain's back, 5-color Matters is back, right?
Yeah,
so
it's nice
that's
to
all
see,
regular stuff.
It's nice to see 5-color Matters coming back as like
actual 5-color?
Like actually a 5-color thing. It encourages you to play 5 colors. I forgot to mention that because we didn't really talk about Jared
Carthalion,
whatever the fuck his stupid name is on the show last week.
Yeah.
But it's nice to see 5-color coming back as like the generic good stuff 5-color thing.
Yep.
That actually gives a shit about you playing other things that are 5 colors. I appreciate that. I like that as well. Domain wastes count, right?
No.
Wastes don't count?
They are a basic land, but they don't have a type.
Okay, that's important.
That's important. That's a good question.
And what was the other thing? They fixed banding.
That's enlist.
That's in the thing.
Yeah.
That's also there.
Which I think is good in Commander. Like if you have a card that has enlist.
When they get the equipment that gives the creature enlist, then you're going to see some shit.
Yeah, like there are like Guardian of New Benalia is like what all the limited people are talking about, because it's a 2/2 for 2 that whenever it enters the battlefield, you scry 2, you can discard a card to make it indestructible, but it has enlist. So when it attacks, you can tap another creature without summoning sickness, and when you do, you add its power to the creature with enlist. So it would have been awesome to see like a vehicle with enlist or something, where it's like a 10-8 or something for 5, and you crew it for 5, and then it has enlist, so everybody else can fucking pile on and be like, yeah, and there's like guys hanging off the edge. Like,
what's the front half of an airplane like in Mad Max?
I was just gonna say like in Mad Max, like if you could pile onto a vehicle with enlist, that would have been so cool.
That'd be dope.
Though we didn't see any of that. Make it legendary, so you can have a legendary vehicle as your commander.
There's time. There's still time.
I suppose there are legendary, like there's like the Weatherlight and stuff.
Yeah.
You'd have to rule 0 that, because officially it's not a creature.
Yeah.
But I'm sure if somebody wanted to play like frickin', I would say yeah.
The weather, like the original Weatherlight?
The Weatherlight, or like the vehicle Weatherlight, or Weatherlight completed as their commander, and they have like a Weatherlight crew. That'd be fine.
That'd be fine.
Or a Phyrexian tribal deck with Weatherlight completed as the commander.
I feel like you could do better.
Yeah, but I'm just throwing ideas out just because we're not even talking about the set yet. We're talking about shit that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And
we'll get there. Well, it's going to be fun. We're going to talk about some of the new things. We'll talk about Reaver Cleaver in a second.
Well, okay, let's get your feel for the set. We talked a little bit about new mechanics. We've got the flavor and feel. We're back in Dominaria. We talked a little bit about this on the legendary.
Talked a bunch about that last week, and that's the thing.
This is what you wanted to talk about. So you've got the floor.
So the flavor of Dominaria has lots and lots of people super excited.
Yeah, myself included.
There are people who are really pumped about the new legends. That's great. But when you actually go into the set and look at the actual mechanics of a lot of the cards, yes, there's some huge bombs that blow the crap out of everything. There's green do everything mythics. Of course there are. Of course there are. But,
and that's fine.
Yeah,
that's fucking Magic the Gathering. Yeah. Welcome to Magic in 2022.
It's what you expect.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's as many of them in this set as there could have been. Mm-hmm. Some people might say should have been. But I would say almost universally, everybody's excited for this set. So WotC has found a way to get interest very, very high, to make people want to see the cards, buy the cards, own the cards, spend money, which is what they want us to do, to get their product, and they've done it without super duper pushing the power level of the cards. So they've injected this huge amount of interest into the game. They've injected all this interest in the product. All the stuff is very, very high, but they've done it without, I'm going to use the air quotes, breaking the game. Like, not everybody's looking for, I don't know. I can't think of the
not
card.
Everybody. Urza. There's no Urza in this set.
Exactly. Nobody's looking for that huge hit, that Mad Urza, the Commander Lotus, all that kind of stuff, right? People want them because the cards are cool, because the flavor is neat, not necessarily because the cards are broken powerful.
Yep.
And you can see a stark difference between this set, which is oozing with flavor and has all these things that people want, but the set itself is kind of like, it's fine, nothing wrong with it, as opposed to Commander Legends 2, Battle for Baldur's Gate, where oozing with flavor and like a set that's kind of ho-hum.
Yeah.
But it didn't hit as hard because not as many people are into the lore of that video game franchise as are into the lore of
Dominaria. Because it's specifically Magic the Gathering lore that we're going back on.
Yeah, and I think that they can keep this going, at least for the next few blocks that we're aware of. I think this is going to be really great for the game. It's going to be great for maybe even, I dare say, maybe even a standard and limited environment, because there aren't so many giant, huge bombs, and it actually might breathe life back into some of the formats that people tend to complain about or have fallen by the wayside recently. I think that this set could be good for the game on lots of levels, and that's pretty cool.
I think that's great. I think that you're exactly right in that regard. Yeah, not very often do we like straight up first pitch agree.
Yeah.
Right? And we're going back and referencing Magic lore in the Magic game. We're not going back and referencing D&D lore in the Magic game. It's Magic on Magic. And when you say for the next couple sets, we could also have that. What lore are we referencing in Dominaria United? We're going back to the Brothers' War. That's how far back some of these stories and histories go on some of these cards. And that's great.
It's decades in real life.
Yes, that's decades in actual real life.
There's people listening to the show right now who
weren't alive.
Who aren't as old as this story, and now they're getting reinvested in it because, again, set was designed very well.
Yes, that's excellent. And one of the reasons we don't have the random Urza that's just breaking whatever. Urza's not breaking anything, but it's the example that we're going to latch on to. So Urza lovers or haters, don't at us.
Yeah.
One of the reasons I think that the set is so good is because we've got so much history and so much depth in character design and knowledge about these characters that we could design, or WotC can design a whatever to give this character a flavor and a feel. They don't just have to say, oh yeah, also make it do this, and also make it do that, and also make it do that, and then all of a sudden it's like the most powerful commander in its color identity.
Yeah.
They've given us interesting designs, and sure, they're not as powerful as Urza, but they're more interesting, and I think that the latter is better for the format when you have a new commander that's got a different ability in the Mardu color combination.
Sure.
That isn't just on Urza levels of power because we need another CEDH commander in Mardu, right?
Yeah.
And not dumping on CEDH, so don't at me on that either.
Yeah.
But because we've got a diverse, a bunch of diverse color combinations that have very diverse and weird and interesting abilities, nothing is so crazy powerful that people are breaking the bank to get it. And I think that makes for a good set.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
And again, there are a few. Of course, there are.
Oh yeah.
We'll talk about the gorilla. We'll talk about the.
I don't even know if we will. Everybody knows that monkey is the green mythic that does everything. Every other big set has that.
And then there's what were the other ones that were real good? The ones that turn all your mana into Phyrexian mana, or whatever they were called.
There's a whole cycle of those.
There's a cycle of them. Very, very powerful. Very, very good. But again, have they broken the format wide open? No. Are they really, really good? Yes. Are people going to play them? Yes. Am I going to play them? Yes. Are you going to play them? Maybe.
I don't know.
And
I don't play very many Magic cards.
Will you put the red one in Zada?
Maybe.
And then you can just pay life to win the game instead of mana.
I feel like I already do that with Treasonous Ogre. Treasonous Ogre might be better because I can use that colored mana that I'm paying life for on artifacts. Whereas this new Phyrexian mana guy, I can only pay life to pay for red pips.
Your spells only cost 1 red anyway.
No, what if I draw a Mana Rock? What if I draw an Aetherflux Reservoir?
Well, then you have to use some of the mana that you're not spending to cast spells to play it. Jeez, do I have to think everything?
I suppose.
Come on.
And how am I going to pay 50 life? How am I going to pay 50 life if I've been paying life for mana?
No, all your stuff's free because once you start paying life to play more things, your life goes back up.
Yes, that's why Treasonous Ogre's freaking good.
Because Aetherflux Reservoir is a totally fair and balanced Magic card.
It's fine. If it said pay 40, we'd be having a different conversation. If it said pay 20, do 20. We'd probably be having a different conversation, right? But it says 50.
Yeah, 50's lots.
Yeah,
50's a
lots.
big number.
So do you have any cards just off the top of your head or in front of you that you're going to put into Magic decks?
Oh, yeah. And
what's the number one Brando card in the set?
I'm going all the way down. I've got to scroll down to it so I can read it properly because it's the most CCO card ever, too. And it's not even a rare, so people are going to be like, what?
Dude, this card is so freaking good.
Right?
This card is
this is a good card.
This isn't a Dana Roach special. This is a real card.
Yeah, we're not even memeing. This is real shit. Relic of Legends is the 3 mana rock of the set. Taps for a mana of any color, and all your legendary creatures also tap for a mana of any color.
But it's better than that, though. It says tap an untapped legendary creature you control, add 1 mana of any color.
So
they don't gain tap, give you a mana. This card says tap them as the cost, so they can even do that while they have summoning sickness.
Yeah.
So if you could, I don't know, have and right now my head is in this space, and I'm always saying, hey, that combos with Cloudstone Curio. That combos with Cloudstone Curio.
Of course it does.
Yeah, everything does, but that's where my head's at right now. But if you had like Rogak and the 1-mana dog legend.
Ishimaru, Hound of Conda.
No, the other one that's got partner.
I don't know.
Yeah, the other one that's got partner. It'll be on the screen for people on YouTube. The one that was just randomly in Kamigawa, that one mono white one that has partner.
Nope.
Conda?
Was it the dog? Was
Hound
it the
of
dog?
Conda?
Was it the dog? Ishimaru Hound of Conda is the
Oh
original
yeah,
one.
that's the original one. But anyways, you have Rogak and that other dog and this and Cloudstone Curio. You can tap them for mana in response to bouncing them with Cloudstone Curio's trigger on the stack, and you can infinitely cast Rogak for free, tap him to make a mana, bounce the dog, use the mana to play the dog, tap the dog, bounce Rogak, play him for free. You can have infinite enter the battlefield triggers and leave the battlefield triggers, and infinite mana because Rogak actually doesn't even cost anything. So, like, I'm looking at legendaries in Animar to play this. I don't think I need that. But I have legendaries that cost 1 because Animar, and I have Cloudstone Curio. I don't think that I need it, but that card is freaking good. How many? What do you think the number is? Just to keep talking about Relic of Legends, even throwback to Coalition Relic.
Well, let's throw
in the art.
That's what I was going to say. That's the picture. That's the thing. It's even this card. That's this
Throws
cool,
back to Time Spiral.
Yeah, it's a cool which was on Dominaria.
Yeah,
and it's just a cool picture. Everything about this card is awesome.
What do you think the average number of legendary creatures in your decks? What's that number? 4?
4 or 5.
4 or 5 on average.
Yep.
You think there's that many?
I would think so. Yeah, I play lots of things that do kooky ass shit though, so that's what I like to do.
Yeah.
Legends are
so,
what does that.
So this might give you random bonus and be a 3-mana rock that gives you any color.
And you always have one of those legendaries in your hand because it's in the command zone.
Yep.
So you'll always get at least 2 mana out of this, provided your commander's in play.
And you
cool.
don't need to attack with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might even play this in Norin because Norin can pay for himself. Ooh.
Oh. Tap and untap legend you control. So you get an access to a red every time he comes back.
Every single turn. So I can be.
What do you pay that mana into?
Lightning bolt.
Well, no. What can you continuously pay it into?
Lightning bolt.
What can you continuously fucking pay it into?
Don't know.
Well, what about Pyrohemia?
Pyrohemia.
There we go. We got there. That would be good.
Yes.
Everybody take 1 from Pyrohemia every turn, and every time Norin comes back in, you impact tremors them or Purphoros them.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden you're doing. That's an addition. That turns
4 extra
Pyrohemia
damage.
into an additional Purphoros.
That turns Pyrohemia into Toxrill because it's going to -4 everybody's shit all the time. Nah, it's not going to do Toxrill because it only has 1 a turn.
Yeah, it's going to be -1, but
it's not permanent.
It clears the board though, like of X1s. See, that's freaking good. All you have to do with these 3-drop mana rocks for everybody who still hates on them is you do what your boys do.
Is listen to our show.
Yep.
And we'll tell you all about how they're good.
You just have to be creative with them, hey?
Yeah.
You just have to be creative with them and just freaking play them.
Yeah. Because they're cool. They do so much neat stuff.
What's your next Brando card? What about this one? What about this one?
Karn Silex?
Yeah. Read the middle ability.
Well, let's read them all.
Sure.
Artifact for 3. Comes into play tapped. Players can't pay life to cast spells or to activate abilities that aren't mana ability.
Frick.
Nice fetch land, bro.
Yeah.
X tap, exile Karn Silex, destroy each non-land permanent with mana value X or less. Activate only as a sorcery.
I don't really care about that last one, but it's a failsafe. Nice Force of Will, bro.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm glad you're playing those things that give your pay life instead of colored mana. I'm glad that you have that.
Are those mana abilities?
I think so.
No.
Yeah, no, they're not. They're replacement.
Phyrexian mana isn't. Yeah. Nice Necropotence.
Ooh.
Nice Sign in Blood.
Yep.
Nice Sign in Blood, Dana Roach. Get bent.
Hatred.
Hate.
Another one. You get
that's an additional
hatred.
cost.
Yeah.
Can you imagine flashing this in response to hatred? Oh, well, no, you could still cast it if that was the case, but you could stop the Skitherix player from killing you with hatred.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I mean,
It's fine.
How much is it going to get used? Like, how much does Void Mirror get used? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't like. Is this going to impact the format and blow it up like Void Mirror did? Because remember, guys,
Void Mirror
format's dead. Void Mirror, but Karn Silex, it's probably about the same. And I'll probably play that, actually. I probably will.
Yeah.
I like that card. I think it's fun. And it's kind of like in addition to being sort of a neat workaround for, again, greedy mana bases and stuff and tertiary stopping people from doing stuff, it also has a whatchamacallit, disc. A Nevinril's disc kind of attached to it. Or an engineered explosives or a pernicious deed.
Pernicious Deed is the card, yeah.
Right.
Which is a good card.
That's neat. That's cool.
Your best friend and favorite Magic player to play against, F.U. Jesse, loves a good Pernicious Deed.
Yeah, he does. And he gets it back every turn.
Yeah, call dang.
Super fun.
Call dang, Jesse.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, so that's great. I think, getting back to the set at large, now that we've looked at a couple cards, I think that and I'm being hyperbolic when I say this, but I think
you're going to be hyper. That's what I'm doing. Are we dressed the same and now you think you can just say all the shit that I would say?
Yeah, be you. Telling you to play Pyrohemia. I think that every card in the set is good. You know how the old, and this is Silverback Elder. There it is.
There he is.
Ape Shaman. You know how in the olden days, like when people would review sets, they would say, well, bad cards in the set are a test for limited players, right? Do I include the card that says gain 8 life for 2 mana? Oh, that's lots of life for 2 mana, but that card isn't good. And if a card isn't actively good, then it's bad, right? Mm-hmm. But I think that every card in this set is actively freaking good.
Yeah.
Right?
They all serve you got to appreciate something like that, or even if the card isn't, again, game breaking and warping, having cards that don't actively just suck is awesome.
Yep.
There's not a whole, why did they print this? Why is this waste of cardboard? In a world that's so eco-conscious, we're wasting cardboard printing this trash. Why are they doing that?
Yep.
At least there's not a lot of that on here. And even the cards that maybe aren't so great have really cool pictures on them.
I got this.
Like Slimefoot Survey. It's a little picture of Slimefoot with his little telescope.
That's a funny ass
I
card.
love that picture.
Yeah,
I love that.
It's a sucky card, but
yeah.
I'm going to continue being you for a minute.
Oh, shit.
I think I might have a hot take.
Oh, shit.
I think I might have a hot take.
Here
You
we
say
go.
you reference waste of cardboard.
Yes.
I think that Silverback Elder, waste of cardboard. Now, I know it's going to be the top end finisher in green decks in standard. Mm-hmm. Like, that's where that kind of card goes, right? Think of the questing beasts and the thrag tusks and the things of that ilk.
Yeah, the Carnage Tyrant.
Yeah, Rotting Regisaur. That was like a standard finisher card for a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, so Silverback Elder, green, 2/5/7 Ape Shaman. When you cast a creature spell, whenever you cast a creature spell, so, all the time.
Yeah.
Choose one. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. That's Aura Shards.
Yep.
Very powerful magic card if you've ever played with it or against it.
Yes.
Yes, very powerful.
Yep.
Or look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may put a land card from them onto the frickin' battlefield tapped and put the rest on the bottom.
Of course.
Or
why not?
Or gain 4 life, which is great against aggro and or burn decks if those are going to exist in standard, which they will.
Yeah.
I would say from a not standard where this is going to be your finisher standpoint, why do we need this? EDH doesn't need it. It's just another very powerful green card.
Yeah.
Maybe you want the land ability. Maybe you want the Aura Shards ability, which aren't on things like Questing Beast or your other top-end green card.
Right.
In Limited, every card is a bomb, it seems like, because so many cards in this set are good. And in every other format, it just isn't going to make an impact.
Yeah.
Which says something about those other cards that are, or other formats that have so many powerful cards in them that this card isn't going to make a splash. But we're not talking about that.
Yeah.
This card is a waste. It doesn't even need to exist
for Commander. Yeah. Will people play it in Commander?
Yeah.
I might even play it in AV because it has 3 green pips on it. and I have a bunch of
Ooh,
devotion stuff
yep.
in AV, so I'll put it in there because it's a good card that also does that stuff. But I have to cut a non-snake, non-ooze, and those spots are not easy to come by in that deck.
Why don't you just start cutting snakes?
Because snakes are awesome.
Oh.
And gorillas are just their medium. Also, in my brain, this is another lore thing. I'm thinking this is Mox Monkey, all grown up.
Oh.
Right? He's grown up and now he's
all grown up and he's still smashing artifacts.
right. He still just hates artifacts.
Yeah, he does.
What a good dude. I like him a lot.
Do you got one more card? One more Brando card you want to talk about?
Yes, I do. I will find it in just a second. We might have to do a quick edit here while I find it, but I will find it.
What is it? Do you don't even remember what it's called?
Oh no, here it is. It's another, it's a common. I can't believe this.
Yeah.
It's smashed to dust.
Not to smithereens this time.
Not to smithereens,
dust.
to dust. And
Okay.
it's got a sweet picture on it of like a great big Phyrexian monster just dominating a house.
Yep.
Which is awesome. It's red 1, choose 1. Destroy target artifact.
Yep.
So it's Shatter. Classic Magic the Gathering card. Or destroy target creature with Defender. And that's a classic Dominaria thing because walls used to be a thing in the thing. Or Smash to Dust does 1 damage to each creature your opponents control. So it's a sweeper, a wall killer, or an artifact removal spell.
Yeah. And because it's a common in limited, there is some walls in this set that give you benefit. Like whenever you cast a instant or sorcery, draw a card, only triggers once, wall. You can get, and it's like a 0/4, so it blocks really well. This card will get that card. Now, shout out to our boy Drake. If you want Vegeta saying, I will crush you into dust and throw you into the wind on that card for your Dragon Ball Z deck, let's talk, because that's a freaking good idea.
Yes.
That's a good idea. Now, sorry, I yelled into the microphone.
I just noticed this one.
Splatter Goblin?
Splatter Goblin.
Another common.
It's like Festering Goblin, but
It's a 2/1.
he's being thrown out of a ship and he's just falling towards the rocks. It's so funny. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's
The other Brando card.
Sure.
Let's talk about one more. Let's do one more. It's the Reaver Cleaver.
the Reeve Cleave.
I like the Reaver Cleaver. It's got a goblin on it. It's an axe that's kind of on fire.
It's a legendary equipment.
Yeah.
Hey, that's kind of cool. Give it a read.
Red 2 for an artifact equipment, legendary. Equipped creature gets +1/+1, has trample, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker, create that many treasure tokens.
That many, eh?
That many.
That goes infinite with take an extra combat step dragon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Of course it does.
Yep.
But, I mean, it's cool. And that's a neat card if you like treasure. Everybody loves treasure, right? But I think it's cool. And I think I'm not the only one saying this, obviously, but I think that it's a sweet card, and I think that people should play it.
Yeah. And it boosts power, right? +1?
Yes.
Yeah.
And butt. It's a hot booty.
Well, you don't get treasures in your butt though. You get treasures in your fist. I'm just gonna leave that there. Let's do something that we typically do that I think people appreciate.
Tell me.
Just go up just a tiny tad there, right there. We've got. This is where I'm going to be a little bit critical because I'm not sure what to think or feel or how to spend.
Okay.
Other than spending at FusionGamingOnline.com using CCO Spring promo code to get these singles.
Yes.
Because I will be able to get these singles there without having to buy the set boosters or the collector boosters wherever they choose to put this thing that I'm going to talk about.
Okay.
So in Dominaria, we've got 7 cards that are set booster exclusives.
None of them are black.
Oh, yeah. I never noticed that.
That's weird.
They got 2 green ones. It could have been a black one.
2 white ones, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. These are only in set boosters because the effects are not interested or Limited isn't interested in having these effects, I don't think. So they put them in set boosters where you won't get them if you draft or do sealed.
Right.
Right? So, mechanically, I get why. Historians, Boom, Robaran, Mercenaries, Emperor Mihail II, those cards. The Mana Rig, Green Sleeves, Beru, Worm Speaker. I get why.
Yeah.
From mechanically, they're not in the...
Do you figure these were just cards that they made for the commander decks and then they just fell off? They decided, we're only going to do 2. We don't have room for these.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe these are leftovers and they're like, hey, we'll just put them so people can still get them.
Yeah.
Right? So we don't have to fit them into a future set.
Yeah.
Let's put them into a product where people can still get them, and they exist on Dominaria, so they have to be. We can't just like rebrand it and put it in Ixalan, for example, because who the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Or in New Phyrexia, you can't put a merfolk there and say, oh, expect to believe this, right?
Yeah.
So maybe that's why they're there.
Maybe.
The naysayers, the negatories out there, the pessimists are going to say, they're just trying to charge me more money to get a card because set boosters cost more.
Yeah.
And sure, maybe.
Yes. Yes, they're doing that.
And I can't fault them for that because money. We always do this because freaking money.
Because they want our money. They're not building their business but by supporting a game. They're building a business by making you pay them more money.
So if set boosters weren't the most popular booster by a long shot, I would say these cards might be more expensive, right? Enter Collector Pack.
Yeah.
And I can't get these in collector packs, but I can get Legends cards. So we've been on the positive side of the fence about collector boosters because the whales out there who buy them in mass, and the foil prices and the collector prices and the alternate frame prices aren't worth any more money because collector boosters are getting opened, and that's great.
Yeah.
Because now I don't have to pay 5x on like the foil of the standard card that's like currently the hot card, like that shaman.
In most cases.
Yeah.
Some cases, they're going to be a lot more. But in most cases, you're looking at like a $2 premium if you want something.
Sure.
In a
and
lot
I'm
of
okay
cases.
with that. I'm okay with that. These cards, these set booster exclusives, aren't in the collector packs. I can't get them there.
Dang.
I can't get them there, which probably means these don't come in foil. Which is a little bit of a letdown for me, and I need that Emperor Mahil II in my Mistform Ultimus Orvar deck, right? So it's like, it's a minor complaint, and there's a deluge of products that I could buy to get what I want, or that somebody could buy that I get the singles out of that they don't want. So like, I'm taking this little bit of a negative and just trying to like theorize why it exists, and ultimately I'm sure it comes down to money, and they're spreading out products or cards into different products that they know people will buy to get an exclusive thing. So if you want a card and it's $15, don't try and pull it from a booster pack. Just go out and buy it.
If it's $15, that's too much money for a card. I'm just going to buy packs until I open it.
Yeah.
Who's the sucker now?
Yeah.
You could have saved 5% on the card you wanted and not ended up recycling a bunch of cards.
No. That's the CCO life lesson of the week.
There it
That's
is.
usually what you say.
Also, Greensleeves Merosaurus for a full art foil. I want one. I don't think they exist.
Is it gonna come in foil? Now, I'm sure somewhere on the internet it does say, or somebody on Twitter posted a video where they opened up a set booster and they pulled one. So I haven't seen it yet. Let us know in the comments, I guess, if these set booster exclusives, I kind of feel stupid even complaining about them because I don't think that any of them are going to be a ton of money.
No, none of these are going to end up costing huge amounts of money. But you're looking at $2 or $3 maybe.
But you know, whenever there's the word exclusive attached to something, it usually is attached to a higher price point.
Yeah.
In this case, the higher price point is the set booster that it comes in over top the draft booster. But I don't think that anybody's complaining about that cost difference with regards to the extra shit you get in a set booster, hey?
I don't think so.
I think that set booster is just the way that we open boosters now.
Yeah.
And they're more expensive, but you get more stuff, and it feels like, oh, I guess Magic is just more expensive than it used to be. Like everything else. So it's not even really a complaint, other than about the economy.
Fucking economy.
The same kind of argument is true, just before we move on, is true of the Jumpstart cards, because they're doing a Jumpstart product associated with each set release now, which I think is a cool thing, because everybody kind of liked Jumpstart.
Jumpstart was neat.
Yeah, I never played it ever, not once ever, and I don't think I ever will. But
Agreed. I bought some of it.
And for that reason, I don't like that there's exclusive Jumpstart cards, but for the same reasons that I outlined with the last few minutes, it's fine. I'm so neutral on everything that it doesn't really bother me.
I'm looking back at Jumpstart. Yeah. I remember I was really critical about those cards, and I was right about at least one of them, which was Allosaurus Shepherd. I was right about that card when I said, man, this card should be printed somewhere else, and it was in Triple Masters like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And Now they have to reprint Muxus, dressed as Macho Man Randy Savage, full art, foil.
Yeah, and never reprint Bruvac because people hate playing Mill, and I want it to be super expensive because I want to be a real gatekeeper and just be the only guy that's allowed to play Mill.
Boom. Unless you want to play the Mill Assassin that we talked about last week.
Oh, yeah, nobody's going to do that.
They probably should. It's a really good idea.
Moving on to, I guess the last thing that people kind of get our takes on when we're in Discord or like just chatting with people. I get asked a lot about the art direction, the style of the set, moreover than kind of anything else.
Yeah.
And we've got, is it one showcase treatment or do we have two different ones?
There's just one. There's the stained glass, and then there's the I don't want to say the standard, but the typical, like the Planeswalkers all got extended arts, and they're fine. Ajani got two. That's neat. There's like Heroic Ajani and then Sinister Ajani.
Yes, it's the same card.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the same card. And you know what I like about those full art Planeswalkers is in the background of at least the Karn and the Liliana, they still have what looks to be a stained glass or tile mosaic.
It's in the back of all of them. See, there's Jaya's is just on fire, and
Oh.
then
it
the
is.
sun's coming through with the Bonajani.
Oh, yeah. They're standing in front of a piece of stained glass
Yeah.
window instead of themselves, the art of the card being the stained glass treatment.
It's neat.
Oh, cool.
They're
okay.
very cool.
Yeah. So stained glass is the showcase treatment, and I've said it before. I think, and I'll say it again. I think WotC looks at community pieces that people react very positively to. When I alter cards or when I see like other professional card alter artists, and I'll use the word professional proxy artists, even though that's not what they want to be called, because that invites us to think that they're selling them, which in some cases I'm sure that they are, but that's a different story.
Yeah, that's not what we're getting into here.
No, certainly not. The stained glass altar or proxy has long been one of the most popular ways that people like to see their cards altered in. And WotC, I think, pays attention to that kind of stuff.
Of course they do. They have to.
Yeah, they have to. And the only reason we haven't seen comic book and anime cards is because they don't have the licenses to them. And we have seen anime style cards many a time. And this is no different. I think that WotC said, hey, people like stained glass. Let's make like frickin' a ton of them.
Yep. I think that this is really cool. I think that they look really nice. The lands are really cool. Everything's really nice about them. What I like specifically about this particular treatment is it doesn't necessarily look like anything else.
Oh.
One of the I didn't make the complaint criticism on the show because it's so niche to me, but now that they've kind of got away from it, I can talk about it a little bit. Where the last couple of sets, specifically Kamigawa, I thought that the cards looked a lot more like from another thing. Like I thought that people always get down on the invocations from Ammon kits and they look like Yu-Gi-Oh cards. You want to see it,
or I can't read them.
yeah, and that's a legitimate criticism. But looking like a Yu-Gi-Oh card, you want to see a card that looks like a Yu-Gi-Oh card? Look at a Kamigawa anime thing. That's a Yu-Gi-Oh card.
Oh, yeah?
It didn't look like a Magic card no more. And for the most part, I don't care. I have a deck that's based around not looking like Magic cards.
Yeah.
But
you know what?
It wasn't for me. And I think that coming back here, a set that's very much entrenched in Magic lore, the showcase treatment that they're giving it is very much Magic card. And I really, really appreciate that.
I'll expand on this. I'll ask you a question as we expand on whether we like these or not. We've in the past, or you've in the past said, this showcase treatment looks like this showcase treatment. The two different showcase treatments look the same. And I'm trying to remember which one specifically it was. Was it Kaldheim and Eldraine? I don't think it was. Was it? Oh man, I'm racking my brain to remember what showcase treatment looked the same as another showcase treatment. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
These ones you say don't look like anything else. Do you think that they don't look like any other showcase treatments enough to be unique and interesting and cool?
Yes.
Yeah?
I think that people could see these, and even if they just like to collect cool stuff, people would want these. People will be interested in these if they saw them at a showcase at a game store when they're buying hockey cards or a jersey or a clock or whatever. They look, that's cool.
That
I think that's neat.
What is that, right? What if you saw a banner of these hanging up like on your LGS wall and it was like a tapestry style?
Yeah.
Cool, eh?
The only thing I think that could have made this cooler was, and there's so many pieces you probably couldn't have done it properly, but if it made some kind of a mosaic, if you put them all together,
Oh, yeah.
like even if they were just sort of interconnecting a little bit, like if they, instead of having the black on the border, they just had the beginnings of the next window. So you just put the cards next to each other, and they just kind of looked like they were a long hallway.
Yeah,
that would be neat.
Or like one of those Gothic style archways, like at the back of a church behind the altar.
Yeah, I think that would be cool.
Super cool if they're all one big panorama. Get at me if you're interested. I've got a question for you.
Okay.
How cool, how great are these stained glass showcases going to look in foil?
Really good. That's I wasn't gonna say it, but yeah, they're gonna.
These
look
are gonna
cool.
look awesome.
These will look better in foil than in not foil.
Guaranteed. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And do they make showcase? I guess they're kind of full art already. Hey.
Yes, and they did a textured foil of these as well, I believe, which I'm not sure if that tickles your pickle. Sure.
I like those textured foils.
I liked the ones
those are fine.
From Capenna. I thought they were neat. I actually have never physically held one from Double Masters, but
I think the ones
cool.
from Capenna were like the gilded foils, weren't they? Is that what they made with these, or was it a textured foil?
Well, I think that the textured and the gilded is the same. Like, honestly,
they are not.
They're the same word look for the same thing.
No, they're distinctly different. Well, the gilded ones have like that gold leaf on them.
Yeah.
The textured ones have a textured look to the foiling process.
Oh, that's stupid.
Yeah, distinctly different.
Okay, because like
I love the gilding ones.
The gilded ones had an actual texture.
Yeah, which is like what you'd think they would call texture, but because it was gilded, is what gave it its texture. It was they named it gilded.
Oh, these should have been gilded then. Like if they
that's what I say.
If they had raised them up a little bit on the lines in between everything, I mean that'd be a lot of work. But
can you imagine if the black lines that connected all the pieces of glass, if there was a gilded overlay on top of that?
That'd be neat.
How cool would that be? And can you imagine the value of that gilded overlay on the black lines if it was off-centered? So the picture didn't make sense anymore. Oh, it looks so goofy, hey? Okay.
Yes. The lands.
So these are cool. Let's move on to the lands. You've got a showcase land treatment that is
pretty cool.
They look good. They don't stay stained glass to me though.
Yeah, I'm not switching any of my decks to them.
No.
But I know there's lots of people who are really into them, and I think that the Plains is the nicest one.
I think that the swamp is the nicest one.
Is that because you like swamps?
I do like to swamp my donk. Swamp my... I don't know. I think that they all look nice.
All of them are nice, yes.
And they will all also look good in foil.
Favorite basic.
Favorite basic. Let's go up. Let me see them all. Ooh.
Everybody already knows mine, but... Actually, no, nobody knows mine. But
I like all of them that have a dramatic sky.
Oh, Jesus. Which one has the most dramatic sky? This one?
Maybe.
Because it has airplanes and stuff in it?
It does look like it's got airplanes. The airplane...
This one?
The airplane island?
This one because it has the weather light in it?
No.
That's dramatic.
I don't know. Maybe the first planes with all the clouds?
Okay. My favorite's also a plains.
Oh, yeah?
It's the plains with the rainbow.
Oh, there you go.
Why do plains get they get the coolest, like, little additions? Like, it's got a little rainbow on it, like a crashed ship.
Because you're like me, you love a good sky.
That's so neat.
Just admit that you love the sky.
I just like the rainbow.
We're from the land of the living skies. Yeah, people who come here are like, hey, your skies are so nice. I'm like, I know.
They're so alive, as if they're going to reach down and turn into a sheep monster and eat my cow.
It's like they're going to reach down and dump 59,000 gallons of rain in 4 minutes, and then it'll be nice again in 4 minutes.
Yeah, here we are.
So on your whole, how does Dominaria feel?
I like it. I think I'm gonna buy some of it. There's some singles that I'm looking forward to getting out of it. They're gonna go in decks. So I'm gonna play some of it, and I already know for a fact that people are building some really neat decks out of them because people in the Discord, which is a benefit to being a patron over at patreon.com/CCO Podcast.
There it is.
You get in there, you can send your lists, and we're going to start talking about a few lists from this set. And we've already got a bunch of really cool ones. So I know that this set's going to produce lots of interesting decks that is going to be fun to talk about and fun to explore. And I have empirical evidence of that because they're already coming in.
Yep.
So I think this set does everything that a good Magic set should do, which is inspire creativity, deliver some neat cards that look cool.
What in the ass? Are you me now?
Well, you're me, so somebody has to be you.
If you're going to buy any of these Dominaria cards, where are you going to go?
FusionGamingOnline.com using special promo code CCO Spring to save 5% off of that shit is where I'm going to go. Ryan, where are you going to go?
Same place.
What if you're going to buy more than $100 worth of stuff?
Use CCO Perks promo code, get 10% kickback on my order and store credit, of which I can spend by using CCO Spring promo code to save 5%.
That sounds like a fabulous deal and a fabulous idea and a great way to end this episode of Commander Cookout Podcast. Hit our theme song!